Hello, amazing humans. So, the question I pose to you is affirmations don't work for me. Affirmations are amazing and they do work for me, or I don't need affirmations. Which one's true? Which one would you say is true for you? So, the reason I made this video today is because, again, things come up and they're in my awareness. And so, I want to tell you that you're all correct. There's no right or wrong answer here. Whatever you decided is true because that's what you believe. And if you're saying that affirmations don't work for you, I'm sure that you have plenty of evidence that they don't work. If you are saying affirmations are amazing and they work for you, I bet you have plenty of evidence that shows you that using affirmations works for you. If you're someone who says, I don't need affirmations, I'm sure you have evidence that you don't need affirmations. But, and here's my but, you guys are all affirming all day, every day, regardless of whether you say you're using affirmations or not, or don't believe that you are, because you have thoughts. And I've shared in another video that men have about 60,000 thoughts a day, women have about 80,000 thoughts a day. So, regardless of what your gender is, as a human being, you have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Do you know what thoughts are? They're affirmations. So whichever one you picked, if you say affirmations don't work for me, you're affirming that affirmations don't work for you. If you're affirming that affirmations are amazing and they work for you, you're affirming that they work. If you're affirming that I don't need them, well, unfortunately, for the very last one, you don't need affirmations, you're affirming anyway. So if you're into law of attraction, law of assumption, manifestation, or creating a life or wanting more, whatever it is, you think every single day, and there's no way for you to analyze every single thought that goes through your brain every single day. So, and here's why I wanted to make this video. And in case you're new to my channel, I don't always say this, but I'm Kimberly. I'm an empowerist. I'm your favorite empowerist. And if you're new here, welcome. And I talk about all things mindset, energy work, oracle, all the things, and anything that's going to empower you to live a more enjoyable life. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, give me a heart, and comment below. I'd love to engage with you. So, okay, got that out of the way. So let's get back to our thoughts, right? So you're affirming, and I know law of assumption says, you got to have repetition. You affirm all day long, affirm, 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 affirm. Or they use another thing, I think it's called a rampage. And I don't know if that's law of attraction or law of assumption. I've not really looked into it. Part of it is energetically, the word rampage, there's something there. So I'll go investigate that later. I'll go within, which is something I'm going to suggest to you. So when I tell you that you're affirming all day long, how does it make you feel? Does it make you like, oh, does it make you like want to think about or catch what it is that you're actually affirming all day long? I just spent the last 11 days or so going over like shadow work, your limiting beliefs, your beliefs, things that are hidden in the back that you want to shine that light on. And so that's kind of why I think this really ties in with all of that. If you cannot catch 80,000 thoughts in one day, then how do you know what you're affirming or what you're thinking or what your thoughts are? And here's how you know. So, if in your body, because again, everything is, and I always come back to this, there's a mind and body connection, mind, body, spirit connection. And so, if you are having aches and pains in your bodies or you have a stiff neck, there is something going on within the body that is going to give you a hint or a clue as to the thoughts that are going up here. Also, things going on in the body are going to give you a hint that maybe there's something buried within that shadow or limiting beliefs or beliefs themselves or your inner child that you need to shine some light on. So let's say that you have I want to give you an example, like a real example. Also, the other thing I want to point out here too is that getting that awareness of with the body, and also if you're looking at your reality, your 3D reality, like what's right in front of you right now. Let's say let's make the statement. Money is easy. So look around at your life circumstances. Is money easy for you? Or does your reality show you that no, I got to work hard for my money. I got to work a 9 to 5 job. I'm struggling to pay my bills. You fill in the blank. Or is it, yeah, money is so easy. I just got a check in the mail and I don't even know why I got it. Or I just got a $50 bonus at work, or I got a gift card, or, whatever it is that supports how it is that you think about money. And your body is going to give you those keys or those triggers as well to let you know what's going on. And so when you can connect those two and put them in alignment or in harmony, then you can change what you're thinking. You can change your affirmations. So I'll be right back. Give me just a moment. Okay, my old pup dog, he gets so confused. He doesn't know if he wants in or out. So, okay, back to thoughts. So now knowing that none of the statements I made in the beginning really matter, because that's what your belief is. Like if you're saying that your affirmations don't work, then you're 100% correct. They don't work. If you believe that they do work, then you're right that they do work. So having this awareness, this is really what I think the point is. And I feel like there's so many little nuggets in here that we could have conversations about. So if you are a human being, you have thoughts, you have feelings, you have physical responses, you have stimulus, all these things, right? And those are the tools that you can use to, if affirmations aren't working, how to make them work. If you're using affirmations and they're working, how to up level them. And if you're saying that you don't need affirmations or you don't use affirmations, I'm just going to call you out and say, yes, you do. Maybe you don't want to hear that, but it's true. You affirm or you think all day long. So now that you have this awareness, you get to choose to have more powerful affirmations. And so let's start with the person who is saying that affirmations don't work for me. And I'll be honest with you guys. Okay, so I went through a stage where I used affirmations all the time. And I was like, but here's the thing. When I stated affirmations, I did it with I affirmed about a lot of different things. I wasn't laser focused on a specific thing. I just said affirmations because I thought they were positive, and if I was more positive, then I could, kind of gloss over the bullshit things that I didn't want to be true, right? So I wasn't very focused, and I didn't know that there was more power here within me. And then I also got to a point where I'm like, okay, affirmations are bullshit. They're not working. Like I was one of those people. I was the very first statement that you read, affirmations don't work for me. I would have been that person because I was like, I'm affirming 24/7 and shit ain't changing. So now that I have more knowledge and I have more awareness, I recognize that I am 100% responsible. You are 100% responsible for whatever's going on in your life. You have to take responsibility. And I keep saying that in a lot of my videos, and I'm going to keep saying it. And it might piss you off, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. If it pisses you off, great. It's bringing this awareness. And so maybe if you keep hearing it often enough, you'll recognize that the power is within you. And so now you get to take this knowledge, this awareness, be like, okay, so, and this is regardless of if it's an affirmation that's not working or affirmation that is, how do you up level that or change it? So let's say we'll use money as the example because I'm seeing a lot of stuff right now about the economy and small businesses. I made a video about that earlier today, passion businesses. Be right back. Sorry, I gotta let the dog back in. One of these days I will pick him up so that you can see him. The poor old guy, he's almost 16. He can't see, he can't hear, and he has to be wherever I am. So anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm a human and I'm living life. So, okay, back to affirmations and what's working and maybe what's not working. So I'm seeing a lot of things about money right now, the economy and all those different kinds of things. So what can you do within yourself to change that? Not just for yourself, but within the collective, right? So if you are recognizing when I ask about money, how are you feeling in your body? And affirmations sometimes can feel like you're lying to yourself. And it doesn't really matter because your reality isn't really real anyway. Your reality is based on your beliefs and your thoughts. Like and I know that probably feels a little bit far-fetched if you're new to my channel, but really the reality that you see is just, you have to see it within before you can see it without, like without into your reality. And that may be another conversation. If you want more information on that, or we want to talk about it some more, write it down below, comment that, hey, let's talk about this some more. So let's talk about money. And so our affirmation is money is hard. How can we up level that? So we could say, we could just flip it to the other side and we could say, money is easy. Now, here's what happens when you go from having a negative affirmation or an affirmation that is not supporting you, and I like to use more it's not supportive than being negative, because I don't really think that there's a positive and a negative. There's just it's more of a not supporting you. So if money is hard and you go to say money is easy and there's all of this like bullshit, it's not, and you rattle off all these things as to why it's not money, that's because you have a belief and it's probably deeply ingrained somewhere. But now that you've brought it to the surface, you can shine a light on it. And so you get to choose that, okay, this isn't supporting me. Like, I want money to be easy. So you don't stuff down that money's not easy. You're deciding or choosing that, okay, so this thought or this affirmation or this belief, it's not serving me. It's not doing me any good. So let's change it. And it's like with anything else, whether you're changing the way that you eat, or you want to have a more physical fit physique, or you want to train for a job or a marathon or anything, there is some energetic work involved. Like, it's not something like I think it and it's here. Some people would disagree with that, but again, that's where inspiration comes in, and that'll be a different video at some point when it's inspired. But you have to have the discipline and the focus to take something that's been so ingrained, and you got to create this new neural pathway that, yes, money is easy. And so you affirm money is easy. So anytime you have a thought that money is hard, no, it's not. Money is easy. And then as you start saying that and affirming it and affirming it and affirming it, you'll start looking. Actually, I don't even think you look for it. I think the universe just delivers it to you in a nice little package. You'll start seeing evidence that, yeah, money is easy. You're going to hear stories. And so I don't want you to go look for evidence, but I'm sure that you can find evidence that money is easy. And if you get to the point where like money is easy, but it's easy for them, but it's not for me, again, that's a belief. So you get to, it's kind of like going on a treasure hunt and finding like what beliefs, what thoughts are not supporting me, and how can I change them? And do I want to change them? Because there are some beliefs that you have that they do support you. And there's usually, what I find interesting is that there are certain clients or certain people who money's never been an issue. What are they thinking and what are they doing? But then there's these people over here who have always struggled with money. And I was one of those people. So I can tell you some of the thoughts that come with not having money. And then let's give another example, just to, give another example. And this came to me today. So one of the things I see a lot on Facebook is there's single women, and they post these things about, I just want to be loved, and why can't I be loved how I love other people, and are all the good ones are taken. And so they have this belief that they deserve more, but on the other side of that, they don't feel worthy of more. Like and they actually, what they're doing is they're affirming that there's all the good ones are taken. No one's going to love me the way that I love them. And I forget what the first thing it was that I just said, but so they're affirming that they're not lovable. And so they're going to keep attracting that to them. They're going to keep having experiences in their reality that love is hard, or they can't be loved, or people are backstabbing or not trusting, or whatever it is, but their stories are about relationships. So again, we get to choose that. Is the affirmation, the thoughts or the beliefs that we have, are they empowering us? And if they're not, then let's change them so that they do. And let's say you're using affirmations that you've been using it for years. So my quest to you, go on a new treasure hunt and up level some of the language and the words, because I'm going to start doing some videos. Again, everything I do is inspired. I haven't recorded a video in advance, I think, since I started here on YouTube or TikTok and all the things. I record each day, and I would like to get away from that so that I could have a little bit more freedom in my day. But I don't always know what I want to talk about. And so I just kind of been letting things unfold. So, it's kind of one of those things where maybe that's something that I'm affirming. Like, I don't know what to talk about. And that's a really good one. Is when you say, I don't know, you're going to keep getting, I don't know results because you keep attracting it to you. So many times I ask a question to my clients, and I even do it with family and friends. I'll ask a question, and they're like, I don't know. My son even does it to me. I don't know. Well, what you're doing when you say that is that you're actually attracting more, I don't know. You're attracting more confusion. So instead of saying, I don't know, and again, I scroll a lot. So if you've hung out this long, you'll appreciate it. And maybe you don't. It's okay. I'm okay with it. If you keep saying, I don't know, you attract it. Instead, say, that's interesting. Or, I'm curious. Like we're so used to answering so quickly. Like, that a lot of times if we don't know an instant answer, it's like, oh, I don't know. And so you stick with that story. So now when you say, I don't know, catch it and be like, that's interesting. Let me get back to you. Take that pause, go within. And if you don't know, then ask. And when I say ask, I'm talking about your higher self, go within. What is the first thought that pops in your brain? Because a lot of times we do know, but we're afraid to say it out loud. And again, it's all about just shining a light and having awareness of what's going on in our heads and in our bodies so that we can be aligned with what it is that we want, because everything is energy and everything has a frequency, and we just have to align with what it is that we want. And affirmations and affirming is one of the ways to do that. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. Again, it's just a topic that I think there's a lot of fun little nuggets in there that I could talk about it for hours. And sometimes I feel like talking to myself. I'm like, did I ever talk about that? I don't remember. But anyway, if you're loving my content, please, again, subscribe to my channel, comment below. I would love to engage with you guys. If you've got questions, I would love to answer them. And until the next time, go be an amazing human. And I'm sending you lots of love, light, and really big hugs. See you next time.